The third way we think CBDC can improve financial inclusion is through what we call programmability. That is, CBDC can allow government agencies and private sector players to program, to create smart contracts, to allow targeted policy functions. For example, welfare payment. For example, consumption coupon. For example, food stamp. By programming CBDC, those money can be precisely targeted for what kind of people can own and what kind of use this money can be utilized. For example, for food. So this potential programmability can help government agencies to precisely target their support to those people who need support. So that way can also improve financial inclusion. Of course, I want to end with a caveat because CBDC is not a panacea. CBDC cannot solve every challenge in financial inclusion. There are some aspects of financial inclusion is not related to technology. For example, financial literacy, digital literacy. So CBDC has to work with other policies together to try to improve financial inclusion. I stop here.
Give a type of money that can only be spent for a specific number of reasons. And some worry about that state control or whatever, but like in this particular narrow use case, you want to give checks to individuals to get the economy moving again. Yeah. So if you think of programmable money that expires if you don't spend it.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And you know I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And guys, we know the devil is in the details. And now you hear it come from out of their mouth. These stable coins and CBDCs are going to be programmable. They're going to be able to tell you what, where, and when and how to buy. Now guys, don't get me wrong. Remember, technology can be used for good or evil. And we know this technology, if used for the right reasons, would be wonderful. Especially if the government is providing the money for that child to make sure that child is actually getting whatever benefit it's supposed to get. That is wonderful. But we know they're going to take all that data from when that child was a kid all the way up to an adult. So the actual government is going to know that person better than they know themselves. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And he stated something very important, financial literacy. Even the system that we have right now, people don't understand, and that's the reason why it works against them. But when it comes to this digital economy, it's going to be 10 times worse. If you don't understand it, you're going to be a victim. Because in this new digital economy, it's going to be an algorithm running your life. So there's no one to point to show that things are unfair. And if you go on social media, you can see the algorithm playing the Hegelian dialectic. You now have bots playing both sides. Now we have Kathy Woods on the UK crisis. And guys, we know all these toxic derivatives that all these banks have. And now that you're having rising interest rates, it is crushing the economy. 401ks, pension. The central banks had these countries at negative interest rates and 0% interest rates just for this time. Remember, guys, this allowed them to buy up the whole globe and put them in control of every asset by printing fake pieces of paper. Now what they want to do is take you into a fake virtual world. Let the robots, algorithms, and drones take over the economy, pay each other with crypto while they put the sheep in the metaverse, download their brains so then therefore they can control them. I know it sounds like a movie, but remember, your life is an illusion and TV is your reality. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you because he knows. When it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
I heard someone say the other day and we were talking about this LDI crisis in the UK, that the reason it's so serious is pension fund sponsors were beginning to think, and banks were beginning to think, that interest rates would stay very low for a very long time, for as far as the eye could see. And that assumption was built into the kind of derivative activity they were doing. No one expected a sharp increase in interest rates. Well, once that happened, pensions began getting margin calls, and they couldn't meet them. And in fact, if interest rates had gone to 8%, and I think they got to 6% over there, if they got to 8%, then according to some of the people close to that situation, whom we have consulted, then the pension system would have collapsed. But it wouldn't really have been the pension system. What really would have collapsed, if the pension funds were not meeting those margin calls, were the banks, the counterpart.
Convinced that we will destroy, unfortunately, a lot of employment. Just think of self-guided cars and all the drivers losing their jobs. Let's look at the bank employees and so on.
If you're left behind, you're facing something far worse, which is to be completely irrelevant. They won't even need you as a serf or as a slave.
We're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.